Hi, it's Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and today we are back with another organization video. We have been decluttering and organizing all month, and I am loving the results so far. I created this crafty bingo for organization. There's also a decluttering one if you haven't got that far yet. And these are in my Facebook group, or I can email them to you. All the details are below in the description box. So yesterday we tackled a huge category, which was paper. And I kind of just wanted to do it so that it could be out of the way. Pip's coming. He's never out of the way. I wanted to get it out of the way. So today, this is another big category, but I kind of have mine the way I like it. I do need to go in and do some fine tuning on it for my photos, because we're going to tackle photos. Now, you may have photos stored in lots of different areas. You may have them on your computer. You have them on your phone. You might have them saved digitally. And you may have physical printed photos. So I have all the above. So I'm going to try to show you guys the different ways that I deal with each one. I also have a picture from G-Mall Barnes. And she shows how that she stores and hangs on to her digital photos, which is a great idea. And so, I am going to wind up flipping the camera around to show you guys, but I thought it might be easier to start this way. This is how I originally stored my physical photos that I had. I was terrible about printing. I've been scrapbooking for 28 years, and I was terrible about printing photos. So, I do have a lot of albums. And I've already used up a lot of my older photos, but this, I still do have photos in here, which whenever you flip the camera, you'll see. But these are mostly all my older photos. I don't scrapbook them as much anymore. But that is still a good option, especially if you have took the Clutter Bug quiz and you have discovered what type of bug you are. So if you are a cricket or a ladybug, you like hidden stuff, but you want it organized. So this is a great hidden storage option, a great way to organize it. And depending on what type of bug you are, you could be as detailed as you would like. You could just do broad categories like family, and then have each child have their own little divided area. Or you could break it down if you really like the, really small sorting. You could break it down by each child and their events or years. So that's one way. So another way, I'm sorry, I'm still sick, y'all, and it's, I'm trying not to cough. And my thing now, how I organize my photos mostly now, I wanted to show y'all this because it's going to be harder to see once I flip the camera. But I bought this suitcase, I call it a suitcase, at Hobby Lobby. And it has all these 4x6 organizers in it. And I organize very broadly. And I'll flip that around so that you can see kind of how I have it. Alright, so this is just a quick overhead view of what I'm talking about. So this is the suitcase here. And as you can see, it just opens up. I'm sure a lot of y'all probably already have these. but you can just pop it out. I have my different categories in here. I started with winter, New Year's, birthdays, and then I have like Kaylee's birthday, Easter, spring, summer, 4th of July, Halloween, fall, Rock City, Christmas. I have 4 Christmases, y'all. And that ain't even this year's yet. Oh, no. But this works really, really good for me. Like I said, that I can still see everything. I just took my label maker and made labels. But you could also just write on them with the Sharpie. Hobby Lobby has came down on the price of these. They used to be like 25 bucks, and now they're 13 since they've remodeled the store or whatever, you know, remodeled their business plan or whatever, which is great. I like the $13 a lot better than 25. You could also, I didn't say this, but you can pick these up individually, these little 4x6 cases that work great. And you could put your photos in them. And you could even organize it, even put papers in between them or a little list of what you have in here. I recently watched a organization video for photos from Scrapbooking Grandma's Memories. She calls herself Crazy Grandma on YouTube. I will try to remember to link her video below. She has some great ideas on how she stores photos and what works for her. And what really resonated with me is she said that she had tried lots of different things over the years, but they didn't work. So if something doesn't work, then she knows she has to come up with a new plan. And that's very true, because this still works. Like I said, this is my, let me scoot this over. This is my photo box, and it has mostly older photos in it, but I ran out of room because I've scrapbooked most of the older photos. I do have another one of these whole boxes of stuff. This one has mostly my garden because I'm out of these boxes for garden. I already have like, I think 3 maybe. But so I have like, you know, 5 million pictures that I need to start printing of my garden every year. And then I have band in here, and I have, this is like our family photos. This one's from the Universal trip that we went on. So this is still newer photos, but this is how I usually store my older photos. And then just a quick, of course it has a lid, and of course Pip is back. Pip, I did not call you. Also, I was going to mention, while you have all your things out, just get some cleaner and a rag and just wipe down your stuff. This one's not coming off. I don't know what that is. But get down. Go. Just wipe all your things down so that at the end, once you've cleaned up all the areas, they're really clean. It makes a big difference. And then this is what I was showing you guys, that this is just, I let this set on my desk when I'm working on something, usually for a whole month after I've pulled my photos, so that I can just flip through. And there's a picture of my dad, y'all. That's my dad and me, and then my older brother and my younger brother. I actually have another middle brother that's 3 months older than me. So my dad was a little bit of a ladies' man. But I miss my dad. He passed away in June, as y'all know. But this works for me. You have to figure out what works for you. So my other thing is, if you're a butterfly or a bee and you like to see, like this satisfies me. As being a ladybug and a bee, I like to see stuff, but I don't want it to be cluttered. So this suitcase is a great option for that, and I also bought the clear one on purpose. They do have one that's colored, which I recently bought because that's all they had at the time. You can actually see it right here because I have 3 of these for my photos. And this gives me enough so that I can see what I have, but it's not everywhere cluttered up. So this works good for me. Now, if you like to see stuff and you like to have it out and all that, my third option is this clear container. You could also use a frosted container or a colored container if you didn't want to be able to see through it, to minimize the cluttered look. But this is just a little $2 acrylic bin from Dollar General. And I actually do use this method also whenever I am crafting. I will go through and pull all my pictures, maybe for an event like this one. I just opened up this one as an example. This one's my fall case. So I have all fall pictures in here. So whether it be, well, Halloween has its own category because I had a lot of pictures. But fall is like us going to the pumpkin patch, us painting pumpkins here at home. Anything we may go do, going to the apple barn, any of the things, playing in the leaves, all the things we do in the fall, I put them all in one case together. I don't like sort them any further than that. I do put them together in the case, but whenever I'm ready to work on something, a specific theme, and since I've started filming, I kind of have become more theme specific, not as much jumping around. I will, like, for the whole month, just pull all my fall photos and work on that, or at Christmas time, pull all the Christmas photos and work on that. So this works good whenever I'm ready to work on a theme. And you could do any of this. I've also done it with just random pictures, going through my pictures, and I'm like, ooh, I want to scrapbook that, so I pull those out, and then pull the other ones out. So these fit in here really nicely in this little bin. Like I said, this is just a $2 bin. It has little handles on the end. I know it's hard to see, but it fits nicely if you wanted to stack them up like this and put them all the same way. It's almost like the best width for it. But I like to flip mine back and forth. So I don't know how well you can see that, but so that I can flip through them, because I like to flip through things when I'm working. And so you have to decide what works in your brain. Like, what do you do? Like, what's your process? So this one works great. This is like separated by events. It's not, it's all fall, but it's separated by events. So this is at the pumpkin patch. This one, it was us at Coolidge Park together, me and my husband. Like this one, the next one is Thanksgiving. And I just alternate how I'm putting them in so that, like this one's at Rock City in the fall. This one was a different Thanksgiving. This was my 40th birthday pictures. And so I'm able to just flip through. So that may work depending on how many photos you have. Now, if you have a million years of photos to organize, that becomes a little bit overwhelming. So I would say break it down. Just like I did with the decluttering, just like I'm doing with this is not a one day you're going to get it done. Probably not even a 1 week, depending on how many photos you have. And if you are a crafter, a scrapbooker, chances are you're going to have a lot of photos, whether they be still digitally stored, they're on CDs, they're on floppy disk. I don't even have a floppy disk reader, but I still have our pictures. I mean, my recommendation is to send them to the cloud or somewhere. I am always going to be an advocate for printed photos. Digital, you know, we live in the digital world, and it's easy to snap, 100 pictures of an event. And I feel like we've kind of lost the specialness of the film cameras, where we had to get our shot just right, and then we had to go and pay and wait and let them develop them and see what we got. And so we have a lot of pictures, and not all of them is important. And that was part of the decluttering process. I mean, if like I'm very guilty of it, especially like going to the sunflower field. I'm like, oh well, their faces are just a tiny bit different. I better keep that one. But honestly, I don't need it. I need to just pick my favorite and go with it. Delete the rest. Don't need them. I am pretty much the sole scrapbooker and picture taker in my family. So I'm the one who takes pictures of everybody and everything else. So if anyone needs a picture, they always come to me. So, yeah, they don't need, 50 pictures of themselves with just a tiny fraction of a inch difference in the photo. So, clean those out and work in time increments. That's probably one of my biggest things. Work in time increments. Say you're going to take 10 minutes. You can accomplish a lot in 10 minutes. We proved this with the declutter aspect of this challenge, of this series. And take 10-minute increments and say, okay, I'm just going to work on this digital folder, or I'm just going to work on this section, and break it down. Maybe like if you have a lot of old vintage photos of your family, just kind of group them all in. Work towards the whole progress, not perfection, because it's easy to get overwhelmed and say, okay, I'm not even going to work on this until I can do it perfectly and have them all organized just right. But sometimes, usually we're never going to get to that point. It's always going to be a work in progress. So strive for progress, not perfection. And just work in increments. So maybe just group, if you're going through, if you have hundreds of photos, just group like things together to start with. You can always go back and when you have more time or want to work on that specific thing, to organize it more detailed and better. But maybe, group, I have 4 kids, so maybe each kid gets their category. Don't matter. If they're in the picture, it goes in that. Or if it's a certain event, okay, it's going to go in this pile. If it's this season, it's going to go in this pile. Break it down by, family, season, kids, what person. It doesn't have to just be kids, but person. So it makes it more manageable. I have all my digital photos. I don't really put them on my computer anymore. But I used to, and because I did photography for a long time. So I had not only our photos on there, but all my clients' photos. And I was really good about keeping them backed up. Well, I had got sick and didn't back them up for a couple months. And that computer crashed. And there was literally years worth, thousands of photos on there. And I had backed them up individually, like not in the cloud, but I had backed them up like on CDs, things like that. Well, guess what? CDs do not last forever. Floppy disks do not last forever. Even USB drives fail and get corrupted. So, I've learned that the hard way. So I have years of pictures that are missing, because my computer crashed. So that's why I say I'm always an advocate for print those photos like quickly. I personally like to print my photos every month off my phone, because that's where I generally take pictures from now. But I recently got an Epson EcoTank printer and I am loving it. I have printed so much stuff already and the ink is barely moved. And it prints such good photos. So, y'all know I'm on a mission this year to decrease the amount of pictures I'm taking and what I'm scrapbooking. Instead of doing, 5 layouts of all the same sunflower trip, I'm trying to condense and put all the pictures on a 2-page layout, and that event's covered and that's good, and I don't need all the rest. But this printer has made it easier for me to just print whatever photos I need in a smaller size so that I can fit more photos on a layout. So I'm loving that aspect of it. Normally I print at Walmart.com. It's cheap. It has cheap shipping. It's really good quality photos. Look at this one with my babies. That was in 2020. So, my kiddos and my grandbabies have grown up a lot. But, you have to just break it down so that it's not overwhelming, because we will always have photos, whether you're good at printing them or have an abundance of digital ones. I bought a hard drive that's, I think, 8 or 10 terabytes or something like that. And it was an investment, but I bought it whenever I was doing photography to help back up my clients' photos, but also my own. So that's how I back up all my things. I also regularly back up all my cut files that I bought from different digital sites. That's a whole nother ball game. I do recommend backing them up somewhere. I have all of my phone photos now as I take them. They're backed up on the cloud. Well, in Google Photos, I guess that's the cloud. I don't know. Maybe that's an Apple term. I don't know. I'm an Android user. But I save mine in Google Photos. I pay $2 a month for the storage for it because I got the extended storage because I have a lot of photos. I still don't delete them off my phone, though. I do delete my videos after I film things that's not necessary, but my photos, I'm keeping them. Usually once my memory card gets full and I've deleted all I can delete, I will just take it out and buy a new one and start over, but keep that one so that I'm not deleting anything. I hope this helps. I want to pop up Gmal's system here. She has bought a package of USBs and has went through and organized, I think she said by year or maybe theme on her USBs, so that if she needs pictures, if she hasn't printed them, she can just pull it out, pop it in, print the pictures. That is an awesome idea. I love that. But like I said, always have another backup, not just those USBs, because they do get corrupted just for whatever reason. And if that's the only copy you have of that photo, then it's going to be lost. So I would say at least print it and put it in your scrapbooks. So, I hope that you guys are inspired. I hope that you guys are organizing your photos and getting lots of things accomplished. I hope this is helpful. I'm loving all the posts in the group over on Facebook that you guys are sharing with your organization and decluttering. I get inspired from that. I love the community we are building. If you're not already there, come over and join us. It's so much fun. We have challenges and all those things going on also. There's going to be some classes, some Zooms, maybe even a crop in the new year coming up over there. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, bye y'all.